Yeah, well, a couple of boys have already come in now, so we'll build into the week. Has been a while since we played Thursday night, but yeah, it'll be a gradual build. We'll let them recover. We'll do our team review today, get into our line stuff and individuals, and then build into the week and hopefully have a good hit out later on in the week and get ourselves prepared for next Friday.
How will you manage that, Joe? Is it sort of a couple of days off, or will it become a normal week as of sort of Friday? Or?
Yeah, well, the fellas have already had a couple of days off, so we'll train the next couple of days, midweek sort of break, and then get into it Thursday, Friday. Don't know the sort of nuts and bolts of when our main session will be, but yeah, we'll have a bit of training and then we'll have a day off and then we'll build it as I just said.
How much belief do you get out of that performance against the Cats?
You take a lot of belief out of all wins, but against a side that one of the favourites, we hadn't performed well against them earlier on in the year, but we felt that we learnt a lot from that game, and I think full credit to everyone involved that we executed exactly how we thought we should have back in round 12, and we got the result that we're looking for in front of our fantastic fans that really sort of drove us through.
Todd obviously hurt that shoulder, great effort to come back out. What's the situation with him? Is he likely to be available?
Yeah, at this stage, I understand it's just an AC joint, so he got a bit of a whack. Obviously a little bit sore now, but we've earned the right to have the week off and we give him an opportunity to get himself right. But we're preparing as if he'll be right, but just a straightforward AC joint.
Does he need to do anything, Jack? Does he need to prove later on before next week that he's good to go? Or how do you manage him leading up to a prelim?
Yeah, we'll manage him this week, and dare say the medical staff will have to put him through his fitness test, and then there'll be a decision as coaches if there's any risk factor to it. But I'm sure Todd will be fine at this time of the year. There's a lot of boys playing sore, and they find a way to get through. But we'll give him time to prepare himself and recover and do the right things, and the medical staff will do a fantastic job.
Is there a risk, given the magnitude of the game, given what's on the end of the line? Is it one that you really want to be sure?
Yeah, well, I don't know if there's always risk to any player that you might be coming back off any injury, and we had that with Cleary and Burton, and they got through really well. But yeah, it's too early to say where Todd's at, but he's obviously got a shoulder and AC joint. He played out the game, through a bit of duress, but he performed really well and kicked a clutch goal for us. So we'd expect him to be fine. What
was said after the game? You could see Kenny in the rooms gesture towards Todd and a few boys were up about. Like you say, the goal was enormous. It was a great moment. Could you just share what Kenny might have said?
He just really expressed how proud he was of Todd and the growth of him as an individual and that resilience that we speak about as a group, but it really came through with Toddy. He's still a young man finding his way in this AFL game, and to be able to, I suppose, cop that knock, I think 5-7 minutes into the first quarter and play the team role, a sacrificial role, and when we needed that goal to kick it from 50 was a super effort, and I think he was just really emphasising the resilience that he showed and the character of the person.
What about Dersner? How's he going?
Yeah, I think he's a little bit sore, but all reports say that he's fine. I spoke to him on Friday. He said he was probably more sore body-wise than head-wise. He was upbeat after the game. Look, he's a tough kid. He does that week in, week out. And once again, we've got the luxury of having this week off to get him the opportunity to rest and recover. But we expect there'll be no concerns with him. He'll be fine to go.
Were you able to celebrate the win in any way together as a group?
Not as a group, but we always, want to get around each other after a game. So we sit around and have a good chat about the game and really sort of, I don't want to say celebrate, but acknowledge the little wins we had throughout the night. So we spend as much time as we can after the game, and then, it's a bit of a have your own time.
How did the hit out go with the players that didn't make it in the squad and flew up to Queensland to play?
Yeah, from all reports, they did really well. It was good for them to get up there and have a run around. A bit unusual circumstances for some of them, but all reports, Westhoff and Leonard and Bonner all played well, but they all sort of put a good showing in and represented the club proudly, which was really pleasing.
Yeah, it's quite strange seeing Westhoff in a Richmond jumper. Was it strange for some of the coaches as well?
Yeah, well, probably strange for Hoff playing so many games and then putting on a Tigers jumper, but I think for someone like Hoff, it just shows the character of the person. He's our elder statesman and he's still keen to make sure he puts his case forward to to have his name up for selection, and he performed well and did the right thing like the others did as well, so, which was pleasing.
Would he be in the mix if Toddy's no good? Would he be a candidate with the Westie?
Oh, you'd say he's in the mix along with Lena and Bonner, so they're all in the mix, but it's too early for me. It's not my position to say whether that's a in and out type player if Toddy wasn't right. There's a lot of things that we plan for, but as he's shown off, he's around the mark. But we've got a lot of good players playing some good footy, and that's a healthy position for us to be in.
I feel like it could be perhaps yours and Brisbane's to lose. You've both been at home. You've had the advantage of home ground. I mean, the Victorian teams have been in quarantine for a bit. Do you feel like this is the opportunity for you guys?
Oh, I wouldn't say it's us to lose. It's a great opportunity us to maximise in terms of the week off, reset ourselves, see who we're coming up against. But I think we've shown over the course of the year we've deserved our top spot. We've earned the right to have the week off by playing good footy, but guarantees us nothing. But just gives us the best opportunity to prepare ourselves the best way, and to be able to do it in front of our home crowd, I think is an added bonus. And I think we showed the other night that we really stood up in front of our 26,500 fans that were there. It seemed like there was about 50 odd thousand. It was great. So I think that's the real positive that we want to take out as a group and a club.
Speaking of that, are you hopeful that you might be able to get more into the next match?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you hopeful the crowd numbers might be able to increase a little bit?
Yeah, look, if the more the merrier. I think that would be great for us, great for the loyal supporters. So if the government choose to let more in, more the merrier. I think that'd be fantastic. But as I said, 26.5 sounded like about 50. And we knew that we were going to have great support, and we were very pleased with the performance that our guys put on for our supporters that have been so loyal all year.
Anyone else on your injury list, or it's just Marshall, Jersman?
No, just those two from the game. And from all reports from the guys that went up, everyone pulled up really well. So it's a healthy list, which is what you want at this time of the year.
How closely would be watching the Richmond game, Richmond-St Kilda game? Obviously you had a pretty good win against Richmond in the year, but you had a loss against St Kilda. Is there any sort of preference there in terms of who wins?
No preference. No preference. But just wish them all the best, and hope it's a hard-fought game between the two of them. But look, we'll watch the game closely as players and coaches, as we would. It would be silly not to. It'll be a fantastic game between those two. But yeah, whoever wins, we'll make sure we prepare for them.